Everybody, welcome back, and thank you for the huge response and all the new subscribers to the last video on KITT. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate all the nice comments. Thank you very much for following along. This is our second video with KITT. We've got them running and driving, but you know what? I'm just not happy with it, so I'm not even gonna bother with the mechanics until we swap the 5.3 liter in it. What we are gonna do today is we're gonna take this tattered interior out, all of it. We're gonna get it sent off to our upholsterer and let them work their magic on it so the inside of the kit can be as nice as possible and not just some beat up Firebird. We're also gonna work on the rear taillight panel and see if we can figure out a way to fit the blackout panel. Heavier than it looks. Won't start. I'm not gonna bother trying to get it to start. I'd like to gut the interior, Steve. Anything that's tan, aside from the carpets, we're gonna take out and we're gonna send to Color Masters Northwest and they're gonna re-dye everything. So all the plastics, give us more room, pop the T-tops off probably, just to have room for now. Oh, this is tough. It's not been off in a minute. I'm gonna have to check, but I believe in Knight Rider, if you look, they actually put headliner material on the T-tops to black them out, I think, if I remember correctly. Somebody in the comments might be able to tell me. So my shop's a mess. Our shop's a mess. We have a lot of big customer projects going on, and over the next couple of weeks, a couple of the big projects will be going on, so all the parts and stuff that we have everywhere we can get rid of and organize the shop again.
Oh, that's dope. I just saw that. Gotta have the cup holder there. Fits perfectly.
If anybody's building a kit and they have 14-inch wheels, I have an extra hubcap. I think probably if we take the seats out first. Underside of somebody else's seats are always the worst, unless she's hot. So some of these cars in the rear panels, they have these big flathead screws that are plastic to hold the panels in. If you're going to take it out and they feel like they're just spinning, the reason is very simple. On the back side of them, this camera can get down in there, there's that plastic retainer. And what happens is it breaks, and so you go to take your screw out, it'll spin. So like what I'm doing here, I finally put pressure enough on it by leaning the panel back. So if it spins on you and it doesn't come out, that's what's going on. So don't try and break or pull the panel. Just put leverage on it to pry it back so it will let loose. That's all. And there you go. If you're wondering why we're taking the panels that are already tan out of the back and all the plastics that are in this car were gray, and whoever did the original conversion to Temu kit just spray painted or used a plastic dye that's a similar color. It's not the correct color, it's not the correct finish. This is like a glossy finish. It really should be more of a matte finish with some texture to it. So what my guys are gonna do is they're gonna strip the paint off, they'll repair the plastic cracks. Same guys that did the BMW in one of our previous videos as we saw their process. And so what they'll do then is they'll prep the surface properly and they'll use the proper texture and colors on this, so it'll look like it came factory as a tan panel and it won't look spray painted and cheap. It'll give us that higher quality look that we're after. If you've seen any of my cars, I only do top quality work. We do not cut corners. If you've seen our F250 Highboy or the MGTD that we sent to Mecum, you know our quality, so this is just not acceptable. So I posed the question in the original video about why these taillights stuck out a little bit, and thanks to some helpful viewers that had the comments, they let me know that this is an outer lens, that there are two pop tabs here that are already gone, and there's two metal tabs on the bottom here, so I'm just gonna pop these off. They're gonna shoot across the shop and never be seen again. Now apparently, if I'm smart enough and gentle enough, I can just pull this apart, but there is a weather seal on here that might hold it up a little bit. There we go. There's my extra inch that's holding the taillight out. So now that that's out, I'm gonna put this back in and see how it fits. There is a company that makes a frame that goes around these to mount the plastic to, but I don't have that right now. But I do want to keep motivated on this project, so what I'm gonna do is I'll put this back in, and assuming that it fits properly, I'll use some double back tape or something just to hold the black lens on it now so I still have a kit look. Because what's gonna happen is if I tear this car apart and I take all the kit things off of it and I leave it set outside, I'm gonna lose my motivation and something shiny is gonna come up and I'm gonna go on to the next project, like the E53 my wife just bought me. We're gonna do some custom work to that too. Probably have some wrap done and some other stuff. That car is badass. It's coming here. It'll be delivered next week sometime, so it'll be in our next video. Yep, and that's it. That's gonna be the length I need. Leave that hanging for right now and do this one and figure out what to do with the center section. I don't want to manhandle this too much and break my back housing. I don't care about the outer, but the inner I don't want to break. There. Somebody's watching me throw these in the trash going, no, I could use those. Well, it looked like it worked. Taking that outer housing off seemed to have given me the extra space that I need, but it still doesn't look quite correct. I mean, it's still a large gap there. So like this piece was only like 60, 70 bucks. So what I'm gonna do for now is I'm gonna go ahead and install it with double back tape. I know it's probably not the way to do it, just so it's on there so I can look at it. When I order the surround frame, I'll just get a new one. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna have to take it all back off for paint anyways, but for now I just want it on there. So proper way to do this is to get the frame. I don't have the frame. I'm impatient. I just want to see it on the car. So I cleaned the taillights really well. I used 3M double back tape. I used a 1/4 inch to go across the blades of the taillights. Now, I don't know if this is going to work at all or if it's going to pull off because even though the tape is really good, there's not much surface area there for them to hold on to. So let's see if it works. Well, I mean, for now. I wouldn't want to try and drive down the road this way, but let me clean this up and then show you guys. Again, it's not permanent, and I wouldn't try and drive down the road with it, but just for having it around the shop until we get the proper bracket, I'm happy with it. What do you think, Steve? I think it adds quite a bit.
Oh, nice. It looks good.
Like I said, I don't have the proper bracket for it, but
okay.
For now, it's all right.
Guess I'll just gotta set that there.
Looks like this is a separate cover here. I'm normally not into stereo systems, and with this car, we probably don't need one, but it wouldn't be a bad time to upgrade those speakers.
Oh, but are they period correct though?
Oh man, go back to my high school days, get some Crayco 6x9s.
You gotta find period correct ones.
Period correct ones sounded like shit when they were new. You know, when I was going through the Knight Rider forums, it's a lot like the Bentley forums. There's the purists and there's people who just like the cool stuff. Some people want these cars to be exact screen correct. Well, look, the show was on 40 years ago. Technology has improved a lot. Styling has improved a lot. You know, and if the show were still on the air, they would have continued to change the car. And one of the things that people seem to have either hot or cold opinions of are the marker lights. The red marker lights on the rear, the orange on the front. And in some places, that's the law. But fortunately around here, cops are pretty laid back. So I went online, found these on Amazon. They were only like $30. They are LED blackouts. They will replace the red. When you step on the lights or turn the lights on, they will be red from the inside, but they're tinted so you can't tell. I got them for the front and the rear. You know, in my opinion, it's gonna look a lot better. So that's one thing we're doing that's gonna veer away from the stock. Like it or not, that's what I'm doing. I also mentioned in the first video about wheels, not having the correct wheels. Well, one viewer messaged me through Facebook. Thank you very much for that. He's down in Portland. He has the TurboCast wheels, and you know what? He's not asking a ridiculous price. He's very fair on price. He's actually got a full parts car that his price is pretty good on that, but I don't want my wife to kill me, and I guess we could do car and kit, right? We'd have them both. Could we do kit and car?
Sir, I'm not gonna break up a happy home. I will not have any part in that decision.
She encouraged me to buy this one.
That means you should do it.
I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Do I buy the whole parts car, which is actually in better shape than this, and build a kit and a car side by side, have them both, take them both to Meekum? What do you guys think? Let us know.
I had nothing to do with it. Don't blame me. So what's the major difference between these wheels and the correct ones?
So the correct ones, these are Firebird wheels. If you look at the front right, it's missing the hubcap. These wheels do not accept the hubcaps. They don't look terribly different, but they are different. These hubcaps will actually mount properly to the other wheels.
Oh.
And it's more of a turbine look than the slotted look.
Spent all this time trying to heat this bolt up, this nut, and to not have it strip. And it's just covered in rust. So I just heated it up, I kept going, and I finally got it to spin free, only to find out that the bolt wasn't holding anything down because the entire bracket is disintegrated.
Oh no.
And I didn't realize that until I was slowly moving, and I'm like, yes, it's working, it's working. And then as I go to lift this up, the bracket is it's powder on this end. And so I just was like, oh, I could have probably just yanked this up, but I didn't realize it. But now I know. But you know what? The stud was saved. So that's the important part.
The carpet's been replaced for sure, and I think it'll clean up. I'll bring in my Stanley, my rug doctor, and I think it'll clean up really nice. We got a little time left. I think we could make that scanner light bar work.
Well, let's take a look at it and see what's going on with it.
It's got power from the inside. The inside control module works. It gets signal to the distribution box, but the distribution box is not sending any signal to the light bar. You know what this kind of reminds me of is when KITT got dropped in the acid by the forklift.
Michael, help me!
And they had to pull him out and he was all dissolved, and that was the season finale. And all of us kids, like 3rd or 4th grade, devastated by that. KITT was dead.
This bad boy says 12 volts. This bad boy says ground. Yeah, it's definitely not grounded to anything. Oh, it's got voltage. Okay. Well, I don't like that. Looking at this though, I'm kind of convinced that we may have some other issues here. Good inputs, bad outputs means bad module. Connect onto here and I can put power and I can get some of these to cut on and then nothing. So some of either the wiring or the bulbing here also has to be addressed. Probably gonna say that it's just this because of just the nature. When I look at the module, it's probably the module, but also, you know, you can put a module on here, but if you've got bad bulbs over here, it's still not gonna fully work. So some stuff over here, probably that, wiring, but we'll figure it out. It's pretty simple.
I wasn't going to use this one anyways because there's companies out there now like Cara Mexico. They make the sweeping light that has the sound, and it's motion sensitive. When you walk by, it'll come on, it'll make the sound. There's also a company out there, I don't know the name of it, I'll have to find out, that they make a speaker to go under the hood, a loud one that sounds like the turbine engine, that'll work with the scanner. So there's a lot of just upgraded things to do. So this is kind of dated and antiquated anyways. I was just hoping it'd work for the video. But for now, we got the interior gutted. Color Masters Northwest will come out and pick up the seats and the interior from me on Monday. It'll actually be 2 weeks before our next video because I gotta have some dental work next weekend, but we'll have the interior back by then so we can get that all back together nice and freshened up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, please do. And thank you everybody for watching the KITT videos. We really appreciate it. We got a lot of other good videos out there too. We got our Aston Martin, our Highboy. We got a lot from Vegas. We got some good videos out there. Go through our library and check it out. And thanks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.